Alright everybody, we're going to go through the next part of Prioritizer, which is finding an account. So one of the most regular things that you do in the system is that you put notes on accounts, and accounts inside of Prioritizer are referred to as organizations. There's actually an organizations tab if you notice across the top, and they're organized. I mean, you can alter the order by clicking on the up or down arrow, but frankly there's so many accounts in there that isolating any given account is very difficult to do unless you do a search specifically for that account. So I want to go over a couple of ways to find accounts. So let's start with using the search bar. So across the top of Prioritizer there's a search bar right here, and you can click here and you can type in any word to do a search. So I'm going to start by typing the word carpet, right? And what you're going to notice is I'm going to get a message coming back that says that I've only got the first 100 results for carpet, because there are so many different references to carpet, and actually it's only showing organizations. So there's 100 different organizations or accounts in our systems where the word carpet is in the title. Now if I had a few, you'll notice that it further helps me narrow down which one I'm looking for by telling me what the EJ Welsh account number is on the far right. So in this case, carpet is not going to do it for me, right? So there's a couple choices I have here. One would be to limit down to what type of record I'm looking for. So I could just say organizations and run that search again. But as you can see, I'm still going to wind up with quite a few. So in the instance of carpet. But for instance, if I was looking for Mr. David's flooring, and I type David, and organizations is my search criteria, I'm going to only wind up with 17. That narrows it down significantly, and as you can see, MRD 001 or Mr. David's is up top. So I want to talk a moment about using search criteria. It's very important to keep in mind that when you're using search criteria, you don't always know how it's entered into the system. So for instance, if I enter Mr. space David's and I put no punctuation in it, it's going to return back nothing. It's going to tell me there's nothing there. So what you're looking for is to be as general as you can. When you're confused about punctuation or how it might be listed, just bring it back to the thing that's going to narrow your results the most, but it's going to still return it. So in this case, I can look for Mr. David's by typing, you need at least 3 characters to perform a search. So MR period would return Mr. David's, right? But the easiest way to do it in a case like David's would be to type the word David. And again, I've only got 17 with the word David in it. Or in a case of carpet, if I was looking for Butch's carpet, there's only going to be a couple of those, so I would hit Butch, and there it is. It shows up in the first list of 3. Right? So that's just a word about narrowing it down. Another way to do this would be, someone would say, well, I need to look it up specifically by EJ Welsh account number. So let's go into that. I'll click on Advanced over here, and here's how I do it. When it comes up, I want to make sure that I'm searching in organizations, right? And I have 2 different criteria. One is for all and one is for any, right? So we're going to want to delete any blank conditions. So in this case, I'll delete this any conditions line, and then I've got a search criteria here. So I'm going to hit the first window where it says Select Field, and I'm going to go down until it says EJ Welsh account number. All right. Now equals is an exact match. So if there's a space in the name when I export from DPS, it won't show up if I don't have exactly the right number of spaces. So the way to get around that is to go to Contains. So EJ Welsh account number contains, and then I would type MRD001. So it's not case sensitive. So then I would hit Search down here on the bottom, and as you can see, MRD001 immediately populates. That's the easiest way to find an account in the system.